I survive?
Ah, Sheikh Abu Salam, I am terribly sorry to hear about that fire in your oil fields. It must be costing you millions. Of course, my petrochemical concern has great expertise in dealing with such accidents. Yes, they could be there by this evening, and then perhaps we can reconsider that rather exorbitant price you quoted me last week. I look forward to hearing from you, at your convenience, of course.
Aye, every inch a king.
King Lear, Act 4, Scene 5.
King Lear, Act 4, Scene 6.
And the speech continues, when I do stare, see how the subject quakes. I would advise you to bear that in mind if you've come seeking revenge, as I assume you have.
I have. But not against you.
I stood by and allowed Helsing to seal you into that crypt, and you don't bear a grudge.
I did it first. I spent long, bitter hours consumed with thoughts of vengeance. But then I realized that you were right.
Indeed.
I had a great deal of time to think, Alexander. Eventually, I realized that I had no one to blame for my predicament but myself.
And?
I was too rash, too emotional, too unstable. That's what got me trapped in there. I know that now. Take me back, Alexander. I shall prove as loyal and dedicated a soldier as you could ever want.
So the prodigal son returns, and I'm expected to slay the fatted calf and say that all is forgiven. Well, no.
What if I were to offer you a triumph you've so long desired? What if I were to offer you Gustav Helsing?
Easier said than done, as I have learned from bitter experience.
With all due respect, I have one great advantage in dealing with Helsing.
Klaus! Are you here?
You bellowed?
This gentleman was looking for you.
So this was just a trick to lure me here. And not much of one, Helsing. I must say I'm disappointed in you. Your death is going to be almost anticlimactic. It will be hard for me to savor this ultimate triumph. But I suppose I'll manage. Well done, Klaus.
Thank you. It was embarrassingly easy, really.
Yes. Perhaps old Gustav is growing a bit simple.
Perhaps he is. But then I'd say the same thing applies to you.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, haven't I made myself clear? Please, let me explain. This deliciously small bit of plastic explosive has enough power in it to destroy an entire wing of your castle. Pity about the furnishings, Alex. Now, let's set it for, say, 30 minutes?
What foolishness is this? I could survive any explosion.
True, true. However, I think you'll feel a little worse for wear around this.
My God. That's the cross of Silesia.
Correct, for 20 points.
It's been lost for centuries.
Yes, until I found it and wired it to the plastic explosive.
Klaus, I'm warning you.
Oh, no. I'm warning you. Now that the front is off the lead-lined box, your powers are disappearing even as we speak. Luckily enough, I had the wisdom to equip myself with this rather dashing cape, made from the rarest silk of Silesia, which, as you know, Alexander, negates the effects of the cross of Silesia. Stylish and functional. Unfortunately, Alexander, you haven't dressed for the occasion, so you'll be quite dead in, about 30 minutes. Well now, isn't this a coincidence? It looks like you two will blink out of existence at precisely the same moment, leaving little not-so-old me to pick up the pieces. Well, I must be off. Oh, a couple of points. The room is sealed, there's no way out. The cross prevents Alexander from using his vampire powers, and Daddy can't touch the bomb, or it will go off early and make an awful mess. And of course, Alexander, don't go anywhere near the cross. It would kill you very quickly. Well, do enjoy your last moments together. Ta-da!
Who has been immune to time. What an inconvenience not to be.
Well, so much for your boasts about the inevitable triumph of evil. This is certainly some triumph, all right. Look at you now.
Locked up with an annoying and nattering old man, it is embarrassing, I admit it.
Always so proud, so sure of yourself.
I should think you would be too if you were me. I have lived in so many ages, seen so many things, and survived them all, including quite a few members of your clan. I used to drink with Shakespeare, you know. He told a good joke. He appreciated beautiful women. In fact, he was such a fine fellow, I never bit him. I've always thought he got some ideas from me, actually.
For Richard III, I assume.
I hope not. Richard is a rather mean sort of character, don't you think? A miscalculator.
If you're in any play, it's Titus Andronicus.
Well, that one does have a wonderful death speech. If one good deed in all my life I did, I do repent it from my very soul. Now, Helsing. And that one does ring true.
And in the end, all that your evil accomplished was to bring you here.
Your straight and narrow path has brought you to exactly the same end as my evil one. After all, what are good and evil? Two sides of a coin, energy and matter, time and space. It's all the same in the end.
Nonsense! You offer only darkness to the world. I pursue hope, belief.
Belief! Please. This is not a century for belief. That's what makes things so easy for me. No one believes I could exist. You know, Helsing, when Bram Stoker wrote that novel about me, I thought I was through, exposed. But I entered the realm of fiction. And then all those movies. I still say Olivier was right for the part, or George Raft at the very least. But then, people might have been ready to believe in me. As it was, I became a figure of fun. It was humiliating at first, and then I realized it is ideal for someone of my ambitions not to be taken seriously. Although, it seems I should have taken Klaus more seriously.